guys, Olive here. I'm here today to do the year-end book superlative tag. This is a tag that I actually created at the end of last year. If you missed my 2015 edition, I will put a link to that video down in the description box if you'd like to see it. I was first inspired to make this tag because I wanted an opportunity for myself and for others to be able to talk about some of the books they read throughout the calendar year that might not necessarily make their top 10 books of the year. They might be more of honorable mentions. You might have thought they were more of a so-so read, but it gives you an opportunity to look back on your reading year and really think about all the books you read. So now that I've explained what the tag is, let's get down to the questions. Question number 1 is most likely to be in the movies, a book that would make the best movie. And for this category, I chose The Last Werewolf by Glenn Duncan. I'm actually really surprised this book is not already a movie. It is so much more fast-paced than I thought it would be. It's very thrilling. I don't know if the werewolf ship had just sailed and the movie industry was no longer interested in making movies on them, but I remain floored that this series was not made into a series of movies. I would go see it. Question number 2, biggest drama queen / king, the most dramatic or overly dramatic book or character from a book. My answer for this is kind of twofold. The most dramatic book I read would probably be Like Water for Chocolate by Laura Esquivel. I'm honestly not making fun of this book. I really did enjoy it, but I think anybody who has read it would agree that it is highly dramatic. There is a scene in which the main character, who has the magical realism-y ability to cook her feelings into the food that she's preparing. And because she is so brokenhearted and that transfers to the food she is serving, everyone at the party who consumes her food becomes overwhelmed with despair. Quite dramatic. And the second part of my answer to this question would be the character Lena from Back to Moscow by Guillermo Arades, who has a line that reads, "How do we know our love is real if we do not suffer for it?" Very dramatic. Very Russian. Question 3, best dressed, the book with the best cover. While out of the books I read this year, there were a lot of beautiful covers, I'm probably going to have to go with The Queen of the Night by Alexander Chee. When I read this book, I read a copy from the library. And while I didn't like it enough to want to go out and pick up my own hardback copy, I really wanted to pick up a hardback copy because it is so beautiful. Even the spine has this little flower pattern to it. It is so elegant. Number 4, most creative, the book with the most unique plot, characters, or structure. I've talked about this book a lot on my channel this year. It's As If, an oral history of the making of the movie Clueless by Jen Chaney. I picked this book for this question because of the structure. It is, as it says it is, an oral history. You get to hear from Amy Heckerling, who wrote and created this movie. You get to hear from key cast members. You get to hear from the costumer. You get to hear from people that the movie affected. You get to hear from people in their own words what it was like to make the movie. And then Jen Chaney kind of groups everything together and adds her own spin. Definitely one of the most unique books I read this year, and it was a blast to read. Number 5, most popular, the book you read with the most ratings on Goodreads. Given that I did a series this year called A Grown Woman Finally Reads Harry Potter, that book would be Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I don't think I need to say anything more about that. Question number 6, most likely to succeed, a book that will be appreciated for many years to come. I decided to go with Burial Rites by Hannah Kent. This was my first 5-star book of the year. It blew me away with how beautiful, emotional, touching this book was. Hannah Kent's writing is masterful. I think this book will continue to be read, continue to be appreciated, and if you're interested in reading, it's great to read during the winter. Question 7, Class Clown, a book that made you laugh. While I'm not sure it's technically considered a book, I'm going with The Importance of Being Earnest by Oscar Wilde. This entire work is a play on words, and it is absolutely hysterical. Oscar Wilde has wit like no one I've ever read before. I loved this in high school. I loved rereading it this year, and I would recommend it to everyone. Number 8, Most Improved, a book that started off slow but really picked up. For this, I chose Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. In the beginning, it is a little bit slow with our narrator meeting Max de Winter. Before Max and our narrator get to Manderley, things are pretty slow. It is only when they arrive at Manderley and meet the household staff that you start to feel the tension, that you start to feel the memory of Rebecca surrounding you, and things just go bonkers from there. Number 9, cutest couple. The cutest couple from a book you read. While it would be the easiest answer just to say Lizzie Bennet and Mr. Darcy from Pride and Prejudice, I'm going to go a different route. I'll say Victoria and Grant from The Language of Flowers. I really loved their relationship. I thought they were really good for each other, and I liked how they kind of grew parallel to one another. I thought they were adorable. It was really fun to read about them. And the last question, question number 10, biggest heartbreaker, the book that broke your heart. For this, I'm going with Euphoria by Lily King. This book is quietly powerful. It is so beautifully written. It is very moving. There were a few lines in here that really almost brought me to tears. I still think about this book a lot, and especially the way it really pulled my heartstrings. So that was the year-end book superlative tag. I'm not going to tag anyone specifically, but if this is something that you want to do, or you did it last year and you'd like to do it again with the books that you read this year, I highly encourage you to do so. Consider yourself tagged if you're one of those people. If you do decide to do this tag, please let me know down in the comment section below, or if you want to talk about any of the books I mentioned, or have any general comments or questions, you can put it in the comment section. I'm also reachable on a variety of places in social media, and the links to all of my profiles are in the description box below. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.